to welcome you to K Night this year. I'm so sad that you cannot come into the building and get to meet us in person and see your future school, but we at least wanted to be able to show you a video so you can get a little idea, a little sneak peek into what your school will be like next year as you join us for kindergarten. So my name is Erica Filipiak and I am your principal. I'm very excited to be able to meet you in person. So in this video, you will be able to see some of our building and see what it looks like, and you'll be able to even meet some of the teachers that you're going to see next year.
Hello and welcome to Wilcox Elementary. This is our K-Night video. Normally you would get to come into the room and meet us. Because of the times we're in, we need to do this virtually. My name is Miss O'Malley. I've been a kindergarten teacher for 20 years and before that first grade. I am retiring this year, so I will not be here, but I'm going to go over some of the things that your child will learn in math. And then later, the other kindergarten teacher, Ms. Fernandez, will go over some of the language arts things that your child can learn while they're here. In math, we use a program called Envision, and they'll spend most of the fall on numbers from 0 to 10, counting it, recognizing the numbers, writing the numbers, and then manipulating, like 6 is 3 plus 3 or 5 plus 1, decomposing, that's called. Then they'll move into addition and subtraction. We'll go on to teen numbers, more addition and subtraction. We'll have shapes woven in all of that. 3D shapes, 2D shapes, both, and always lots of counting. By the end of kindergarten, your child will know how to count to 100 by ones, by twos, 30 by twos, fives, and tens. They will know how to add and subtract. They will know all their 2D shapes, all their 3D shapes. They will know their teen numbers. They'll know their colors. They'll tell time to the hour, maybe the half hour, and patterns and sorting, creating and extending patterns, making your own patterns, recognizing patterns. We do a lot of that with our calendar. Like they'll say small, medium, large, and then they'll have to say A, B, C, and they'll know blue or solid, stripe, solid, stripe. All kinds of patterns around that they'll eventually become masters at. Some of the things that you can do to get your child ready for math over the summer: practice counting 1 to 10. Just rote counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Almost all the kids can do that when they come in, but make sure that that's something you're working on. They should be able to object count to at least 5, hopefully 10, and that means touching each item one at a time. We don't want this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 1, 2. Sometimes the mouth goes too fast and sometimes the finger goes too fast. Put out some forks or socks or pennies and just have them touch and say one number for each item that they touch. 4 basic shapes: circle, square, triangle, rectangle. That rectangle's very hard every year. Work on that one. We will also then go into, later in the year, 3D shapes, and they'll learn cylinder, sphere, cube, rectangular prism. These are all things your kiddo's going to come home telling you. Patterns, I'd like you to work on patterns, just the easy A-B pattern. And it helps, I've read some data that show if you say it in a sing-song voice, it sticks, it works. So you go red, black, red, and they'll say black. It's if you do it like that, they'll say it. Work on something like that. We'll get into harder patterns. Those are math skills. More broadly, work on independence. Like some of the kindergarten readiness skills, are they able to sit for 10 minutes and listen to a story? Can they take themselves to the bathroom and zip and unzip and get their belts undone? And tying your shoes is not necessary. I love Velcro shoes, but they'll eventually learn to tie. That's not something they have to know right now. Mrs. Lawrence is my assistant, and in kindergarten, they do not get PE, art, or music, or library. They don't get any specials in kindergarten in District 186. The trade-off is we get an assistant all day long, which was a no-brainer. That's worth it. Luckily, at Wilcox in this classroom, we got the best one in the world, and that's Mrs. Lawrence. And she's amazing, and although I'm retiring, she is not, and she will still be here loving your babies. And I will turn it over to her. She's going to talk to you a little bit about some other readiness skills that you could work on this summer.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Lawrence, and I am the kindergarten assistant here at Wilcox with Miss O'Malley. And I have been at Wilcox for 17 years now, and I can't wait to meet all of you and your children. Today I wanted to talk about some of the things you could do over the summer to help your little people get ready for kindergarten. Some things you can do is help strengthen their hands. Play-Doh is great for that. Rolling it out and making a snake and rolling it and making a ball and just working on getting that hand strength so they're ready to write. Some other things you can do, if you don't have Play-Doh at home, you can find a great recipe online to make some. Scissors. Parents, please let your child practice with scissors. Thumbs up when you cut. You can get some old mail and just let them snip it up to practice cutting, get strength in their hand. Another thing is just take some paper and draw some simple shapes for them to cut out a square or a circle or a triangle or zigzags. It helps them strengthen their hand for when they get ready for school. They'll be ready to cut when they come in. We do a lot of cutting. Something else you can do is practice with a pencil. How to hold it. We don't want any fist grips. Practice holding a pencil to write our name. Another thing, get out some pennies and practice putting them in a piggy bank. That's good for their strengthening. You can get out some tweezers and some cotton balls and practice just picking up cotton balls and putting them into things like a cup or a bowl. Another thing, you can get a paper plate and you could write the letters around your paper plate and then get some clothespins, and they have to match their letters on the clothespin. They have to find where the M goes and put it on, and then once they can match all the lowercase letters to the lowercase letters, then you can try to match capital letters to lowercase letters. Those are some nice things that you can practice at home. And make sure they're ready, like Miss O'Malley said, whenever it's time for bathrooms. I want them to be able to go in there and take care of themselves, able to unzip and zip, button and snap their pants and their belts. Belts are always a challenge. Make sure they can zip their coat and take it on and off by themselves. Those are things that are really important for school. And I just can't wait to meet you all. I'll see you all in the fall. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Stover. I am a new teacher here in kindergarten at Wilcox. I am so excited to be working with your students. And students, I am so excited to meet you next year. We're going to have a wonderful year.
Hi, I'm Ms. Fernandez. I've been teaching kindergarten for 33 years, and 30 of them have been in this lovely building we call Wilcox. My assistant is Patty Schaefer. She's been with us for 6 years at Wilcox and did early childhood before that. I have 2 children and 2 grandchildren, and Patty has a boy who is in college now, so that's very exciting. So I want to talk to you a little bit first about readiness. Remember that any kind of writing your child does is great. Kids start scribbling, and sometimes those scribbles will even change. Sometimes it's up and down, sometimes it's around and around. Whatever they call writing, as long as they can tell you the story that goes with it, that's writing. There's many stages of development in writing, and the hardest thing for them to learn really is to write the lowercase letters, simply because the uppercase letters tend to be more straight and they're easier to make. Know that reading is the #1 indicator of literacy. Please read to your child every night. If it's not part of your routine yet, it's never too late to start. If your child knows their name, can recognize their name in print when they come into kindergarten, They're going to feel more comfortable and at home because they'll be able to say, oh, there's my name, that's where I sit. There's my name, that's where my things go. Another thing that you can do to help get your student ready for kindergarten is to practice counting objects. Maybe forks for the dinner table, maybe M&Ms for a treat. Whatever they want to count is fine. Have your child practice with child-sized scissors. Make sure that they're cutting away from their body. Don't forget basic colors and basic shapes. Our school has 3 big rules. These are our main expectations. I can make good choices even when I'm mad. Sometimes that means we have to take a big breath of air and calm for a second, but you can still make a good choice. I can be okay, even if others are not okay. So just because your neighbor is throwing a tantrum doesn't mean you need to do that too. And I can do something even if I don't want to, or it's hard. We just need to try. That's a message we have all over our classroom. I can try. We also focus on respect. Respect yourself, respect others, and respect property. The school uses the braided behavior support system and positive behavior intervention system. We try to catch the kids doing the great things and compliment them when we can. During our day, there is never a time when your student is not either with me or with Mrs. Schaefer. There is never a time when they are alone. So don't be afraid to let go of that little loved one the first day of school. I'd like to share with you a little bit about our literacy program. Reading, writing, and phonics are all programs that have been designed by Dr. Lucy Calkins. And of course, they're supported by teacher experience. We begin the year in reading with what we call lap stories, because these are stories that your child may have read with you while they were sitting on your lap. Stories like The 3 Little Pigs, The 3 Billy Goats Gruff, The Carrot Seed, Bunny Cakes, and maybe even Harry the Dirty Dog. I knew this one when I was little. Then we move into the alphabet, number, and color books that the kids can look at, and guided reading, which is working with a small group of students that are about the same skill level, usually begins around mid-October. In guided reading, your child will start with very simple books like this one, Kendra Sees. The text is very repetitive and picture supported. I see my school. I see my friends. Every page follows I see my teacher. Books like that will be where your child begins. Writing occurs the first day and every day. We always start with paper that allows for a picture and some writing at the bottom. And again, at the beginning of the year, that writing may be scribbles. But as long as they can tell me a story about their picture, that's great. In fact, we do start with storying, where they develop a story and draw the picture to go with it. But their advancement in writing is going to go so fast, you won't even believe it. Mrs. Schaefer would like to share a few things with you. Quick.
There's something that you can do at home. You can buy these at Walmart, little notebooks like this, and you can make the lines and write, this is my name, Mrs. Schaefer, but they can practice writing their name, upper and lowercase letters, and then writing the alphabet, upper and lowercase. You might have to make the lines, but they don't necessarily have to do the lines. But that way you can keep it, and then that way you can see how they progress too, which is really nice. Also, if you want to make flashcards, you can buy these index cards, and I made a whole set A to Z with uppercase letters, and then we made it with lowercase letters as well. So you can practice that with them too, or they could even make a matching game, try to find the upper and the lowercase letter and put them together. So that'll help a lot too.
And it's great that those letters are separated, because if you put them on a card together, your child may only learn big A, and you will just assume that they know the little a. So do separate those out. We have a wonderful phonics program. We begin the year with what we call alphabet boot camp, and we do a different letter every day. It doesn't mean that your child will master the alphabet in 26 days. It's more of an introduction and working on the sounds that go with the letters. A lot of the things that we do in a cycle type method, because some kids are ready to pick it up and run with it, and some kids need a little more exposure. So we'll do the letters over and over again, just as we will do with our sight words. The kids will get charts like this to go in their seat sack. Some will be the alphabet, some might be how to learn letters and sounds, how to learn words, blends and diagraphs. They'll be issued throughout the year as they're introduced. The last thing I'd love to share with you about phonics is kinesthetic sounds. That's a big word. What it means is that the kids are going to learn movements to go with the sounds. You'll be surprised how quickly they pick this up. Like for A, and just instead of saying A goes ah, we go A goes ah. B goes b, 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 like you're bouncing a ball. C goes k, 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 like you're cutting with your scissors. Here's the one they love. D goes duh. So if you see your future kindergartner doing that, they're not being sassy, they're practicing D. Thank you so much for watching our video today. We can't wait for next year to start. We're praying and hoping that we are back in class, able to say hi to our little friends and be near them. I hope you have a good day. Thank you again.
We are very much looking forward to seeing you guys next year in person. Don't forget, this summer you can go ahead and start preparing for kindergarten. So over the summer, we really be looking at numbers, counting, practice your letters, and practice writing. So there are all kinds of things you can still do over the summer to get ready to come to kindergarten prepared. We're excited to meet you.